Good morning, friends. Today we are going to read together the poem The Lake Isle of Innisfree, written by William Butler Yeats. It is a lyric. Let me first of all explain to you what a lyric is. A lyric is a poem written in first person which expresses a deep longing, a note of yearning, so to say. It expresses an intense emotion, or in other words, you can say it's the cry of a soul. The present poem, Lake Isles of Innisfree, is using symbol to some extent, which blossomed as a poetic device in Yeats' poetry quite later on. Because this poem belongs to the period when it was still the primary stage of his poetic voyage. He was known to be a great symbolic poet, a metaphysicist, and a playwright. And some of his best famous poems are The Second Coming, Sailing to Byzantium, The Stolen Child, A Prayer for My Daughter. Prayer for My Daughter is my favorite. I will arise and go now and go to Innisfree. See, how does it begin? It begins with I pronoun and it shows urgency of need, like go now and go to Innisfree. This shows the note of yearning. The poet is desperate to be back to those beautiful natural surroundings where he used to pass his childhood days on vacation. And a small cabin built there of clay and wattles made. 9 bean rows will I have there, a hive for the honey bee, and live alone in the bee-loud glade. The poet wishes a small cabin to be built over there, which will be made up of clay and wattles. Wattles are the twisted sticks used for making fences. And in order to provide him with the natural food and honey, he would have a honey bee hive and he would have 9 bean rows planted there. And he would live there in the luxury of solitude. There would be nobody else but his own soul to embrace, to fall in love with, to purify, to come clearer, to come purer. And he would live in the place which will be all open and buzzed with the sound of the bees. And I shall have some peace there, for peace comes dropping slow. The place where he would love to spend time in solitude, in perfect tranquility of spirit, it will be a place where peace would be descending from the skies as if dropping from the vales of the morning to where the cricket sings. The morning has been personified here, and the veil is the veil of clouds in the morning time, and the morning will be coming, drooping, descending on the earth with the veils of clouds. See the beautiful imagery employed here. There, midnight is all a glimmer, a noon a purple glow. The noons will be glowing purplish, and the midnights will be glimmering with the silver of the moon and the stars. And evenings full of the linnet's wings. The little birdies, the sweet little birdies will be chirping around, and the entire evenings will be full of their chirrups. I will arise and go now, for always night and day I hear the lake water lapping with the low sounds by the shore. While I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's grey, I hear it in the deep heart's core. The words, I will arise and go now, have been repeated. So here we have another poetic device besides personification, where I said the word morning referred to. Here we have repetition. And what does this repetition denote? This repetition denotes the internal urge that he is burning with, the desire that he burns with, his long cherished desire to be back to those surroundings where he used to wander around as a lonely cloud when he was a child, all footloose and fancy free. And he would be hearing the lake water lapping with the low sounds by the shore. It's not through his physical ears that he has been able to listen to those sounds that he imagines. It's his imagination. It's the fertile imagination of the poet that he can associate his mind with the perfect sensuous imagery, and he can actually visualize the lake lapping against the shore. While I stand on the roadway, I repeat, while I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's grey, either when he will be standing at the roadway or on the pavement's grey, the word grey again is symbolic in its essence. The word refers to the dry realities of life when you are grown up and you can't indulge in your fancies like a child can do. I hear it in the deep heart's core. I told you a lyric was the cry of the poet's soul. So he is able to visualize the very place where he spent the golden period of his life, the halcyon days of his life as a child, and having reached manhood, where it seems all the run of the mill, the getting and spending, having no time to spend in the lap of nature, and his soul is done up. He is utterly exhausted of that schedule which binds him to the clock and allows him no fancy to be somewhere where his heart yearns to be. I guess in your life there must be an Innisfree. Although I told you the poet is known for the abundant use of imagery and symbolism in his poems, but in the earlier poems of his, he hasn't yet shown any sign of blossoming in this regard. But I would again say, allowing for a little use here and there, because the very word Innisfree, which is an actual place in the map, symbolizes his quest, his thirst to be amidst natural surroundings. What's your Innisfree? During this lockdown period, when you have all been confined to the four walls of your house, you're not able to go anywhere to meet your friends, go to school or colleges of yours, how do you feel? Even you might feel dejected at times. Even your soul might be crying to be somewhere, maybe amidst the mountains, or at the sea beaches, or in valleys, or seeing flowers live and beautiful and vibrant. So, in the comment section, if you feel like sharing your deepermost desire with me, which is your Innisfree, feel free to share. I would love to know that. Mine is the sea beach. Thank you.